Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Voodoo, and I think I've been playing this game long enough to give an accurate, full, thorough review. So, Destiny has been out for exactly 2 weeks from today, and I just want to talk about my experiences through the game and what I think of it. So, beginning with story, the campaign is very much different than what it was in Destiny 1. There's actually like a completely different basis to the game, and there's actually like a thorough story this time. You don't have to go through Grimoire cards in order to actually figure out what the story is about. The story is pretty long, not too long, about 2 to 3 hours to actually get through it, but it's not too bad. You might seem like it's a little too short, but then again, you have to do it on 3 characters, so I guess it kind of spans out till about 6 to 9 plus hours just on the campaign if you do it on 3 characters, which might get a little bit tedious, but it kind of seems worth it just to be able to play with all the characters and stuff. And I definitely like how you kind of earn the different subclasses throughout the game, but I think you get the second one a little too late. You should probably get it about level 9 instead of giving it. I got mine about level 13 and then the next one like 18. So, I mean, they're kind of like you gotta jump a bunch of levels and then like get a couple levels and then you have all of them. I'd rather be able to play with the second subclass for a little bit longer than just like 5 levels before I get the next one. If you don't know, there's 18 missions, so again, that's not too bad. It's not too long, not too short. Sometimes you'll have to walk even across the entire map just to get to a mission. That's definitely got to be the stupidest part about the story, but now I'm going to talk about the raid. Basically, it's not too hard, but it is kind of difficult. There's just one part at the Pleasure Gardens and the boss fight that is very difficult. But once you get past the Pleasure Gardens, it's pretty easy, and I do like how they kind of switch up the rotation between the encounters. But the thing I really don't like is that you aren't guaranteed gear after beating the encounters. You are only guaranteed glimmer and tokens. And the thing with the tokens is that you put them in and basically they're not going to guarantee you higher level gear because the reputations only drop about 5 to 10 light levels below you. You're not going to be able to get higher light level gear, which is not good for raid players. But you do get keys after the encounters. You get certain keys for each encounter, and you can throw those into a chest, but you also aren't guaranteed gear. That is better than what you have. You can either get exotics or legendary engrams, or sometimes coins, sometimes shaders, sometimes glimmer, sometimes better gear. But the thing about the engrams is that they don't normally drop above your light level, so you're still going to be getting gear that's below your light level. That's basically the main complaint I have with the raid, but other than that, the raid is pretty fun. Now I'm going to talk about Nightfall. Nightfalls can range from very hard to easy. The last 2 weeks have been very easy, but the first week was definitely the hardest. The thing about it was that it was the first week and the boss had a lot of health and he just ran away, and you only got time through killing enemies because the Nightfalls now run on time instead of just completing them, because you have to get above 5 minutes or more left time to actually complete a exotic quest, the Rat King. So they kind of were able to implement that in order to actually get the gun. But basically, it's not the easiest, but it's not the hardest thing. You definitely get better gear than what you have. You sometimes get worse gear, sometimes get better. It's not gonna drop better gear all the time, but more than likely it is. The also thing that I love that they did with PvE is that they made weekly things that you are allowed to do and complete, like certain number of public events if you complete the Nightfall, if you complete the raid. And with the PvP side, they also made it if you complete about 10 Crucible matches, you'll get a special engram from each vendor, and you get better gear out of those, which is really, really nice, and I thought that was pretty cool. So just doing things like public events, which were not very useful or helpful in the first game, are now very, very useful in this game. You actually have to do them to level up a lot faster than what you are now. So now I'm going to talk about the PvP side of things. PvP is fairly easy to me. I've really got a good set of weapons. Once you find a good set of weapons, which is usually going to be the Nameless Midnight or the Mida, you're basically set. It's pretty easy, really. People kind of suck. You kind of usually get some decent teams or some bad teams. I've never really gotten a really, really good team that has been able to completely destroy me. I've usually won a lot of my competitive games compared to my losses, so it's not really that hard to win, and it's really easy to be good at. Now, I haven't been able to get on trials because it's only been about one weekend since it's been here, and I'm going to be doing it this weekend, which is kind of the only incomplete thing about my review, but I can assume on what it's going to be like. I think it's not going to be too bad, but it'll still be trials and it'll be kind of difficult to get flawless. But I think it's worth the fun and time, so I'm definitely going to do it, and I can't wait to do it. So that's my entire review. I'm going to sum it up by saying this is probably my favorite game out at the moment, and probably will be better than World War II in my opinion. And I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found this I hope this review helped you in determining whether or not you want to buy the game. Obviously, if you're not into this type of game, I wouldn't buy it, but I believe anyone can get into it and actually enjoy the game. So if you have any other reviews about the game, whether you like it or not, I'd like to see it in the comment section below. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and